What is happening, guys? Welcome to, I'm going to say this is officially my first ever YouTube video. I did a video there not too long ago. Well, that's a lie. It was a year ago. Over a year. I tried a 10,000 calorie challenge. I failed it miserably. I'm telling you right now, if I tried that again, I would absolutely smash it. If you want to see how it went, you need to watch the video. But I've invested in a DJI Osmo Pocket and a few more things to upgrade the content. But as you can see by the title, today's video is going to be a Q&A. So I posted on my Instagram story last night to send me loads of questions. So you guys did. I put it into my coaching community group chat also for you guys to ask me some questions. And most of those were like fitness-based questions. So I'm going to go through them all now. I'll probably do it section by section when I edit it. Oh my God. I'm still getting used to like just talking naturally with a flow instead of putting on like a script or putting on like a certain voice for my TikTok and Instagram. So this is the real, authentic me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe break it up into sections. So like maybe a fitness section, lifestyle, and just answer all the questions as we go. So I'll go through all the poll questions first from Instagram. So we'll get these up. I use an app called Tell Me or something. Like it's like an anonymous app. So first question here is, how old are you really? So this is a question I get asked all the time. I'm 19 years old. A lot of people think, maybe based off physical appearance, maybe maturity, they think I'm a lot older. It's been a good journey so far in terms of lifestyle and everything. How did you first get into the gym? Great question. So I would have received a good bit of bullying back in school. And I just felt really weak, really inadequate. And I tell this story all the time. It kind of rolls off the tongue now at this stage, but I went out to my shed. It was peak lockdown and I just lifted a crowbar and I started curling it. Now, it didn't just happen like that. I would have seen people on TikTok doing videos and people online doing workouts and stuff. And I had an interest, kind of. I was like, maybe I'll start a wee bit. But I went out to the shed and lifted a crowbar. And I did maybe 12, 15 reps and I started to feel my biceps kind of burning. And I was like, wait, this feeling actually feels fucking incredible. And I kind of held on to that feeling. And then I started closing my eyes and visualizing, thinking about where I could be if I keep up with this. If I keep up with this feeling. Thinking about that feeling of being strong in the moment was really the driving factor for me. And I'll always remember that day. It was the 27th of October. I don't know what date exactly, but I'll always remember that date for that reason, as it was super, like, almost like fragmented into my brain at this stage. That's what started the journey. I remember leaving the shed and I was just at the door and I just closed my eyes and I visualized where I'd be next summer. Now, I think the trajectory of the journey, it didn't happen, the massive transformation didn't happen the following summer. Keep in mind it was October. I didn't transform that fast. But it was the following summer after that when the school started back, where I walked into school wearing a super tight-fitted blue t-shirt. I might have a photo. If I have a photo, I'll pop it here. A super tight-fitted blue t-shirt. And I remember the feeling, I felt super strong. I remember my friends' reactions. They were like, what even happened? How did you even do this? For a good like 6, 7, 8 months in lockdown, I put the head down. I became super interested in the gym. I like went up peak lockdown to get like a bench press. It cost me €400. My dad drove me up to Mayo, which was a huge commitment, peak lockdown as well. Highly illegal, but whatever. We got it done and it was the best investment I've ever made, that €400, because it really shaped the whole journey, which was cool. So after that bench press, well, before I actually got that bench press, I made a bench press with a wooden log and a wooden bench, as you can see by these photos here. So that was the main bench press, to be honest. I was always very creative in that sense, trying to just do anything that I could to essentially become my vision, which has led to my coaching brand, Visionary Coaching, and has led to a few more factors in my life. What made you want to start coaching people? What a question. Just write one after another when I'm on the topic. I think the feeling of gaining strength, the feeling of not only gaining the strength, but gaining the confidence that came with the strength really was that spark. It kind of ignited the whole thing for me. And one of the most amazing transformative journeys was one of my first ever clients, Sean. I'll post his side-by-side photos. I'm incredibly proud of this guy. Oh my God, he lost 40 kg. Every day I motivated him. Every day I was on top of him in terms of getting him on the coaching app. This was right after I got qualified as a coach. We were in just the summer of TY, and he worked like a Trojan, and he achieved that amazing transformation. Within 7 months, he lost 40 kg. Here's the photo side by side. And I think after I got that transformation for Sean, everything changed from then on. I was like, that instilled a lot of self-belief within myself. I was like, no, I can do this. I can be that force of motivation for someone else. Obviously, Sean, you're probably watching this, you put in fucking incredible work. There's no denying that. I can only do my job so far. It's up to the client to put in the work on their end. But I think that life-changing transformation really was that flipping switch for me. That proved to me I can do this. I do have the skill set to do this. And I love the feeling of seeing him change his life. And he's a different person. I posted a photo, we were just on holidays there, of us two eating ice cream. And it's a nice photo because it kind of reflects on the whole journey. Me being the very man to tell him to not eat sugary ice cream and stuff, and then when we both achieved these amazing transformations, going on holiday together, being able to enjoy the food and enjoy the drinks and stuff, and yeah, absolutely amazing. I think that their initial transformation really gave me that spark, but I knew I always wanted to help people. I knew I always wanted to give someone else that feeling of confidence that I have received from my fitness journey, and I've helped dozens of people do that now, and I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunity in that sense. Do you ever just sack it off and have a lazy day? Typically, I don't, but I used to have a very bad lifestyle. I used to sleep in, eat really shitty foods. Those like panna chocolate from Lidl, those used to be my go-to. So good. They used to be unreal. I used to live off them, no joke. The whole packet I would have eaten one day easily. So I never want to go back to that person who was getting up late, maybe like 1 or 2 in the day, having panna chocolates and not doing work and not doing anything beneficial. Everything kind of flipped the switch when I started my business. I have responsibilities, I have priorities, I have things to do now. And I'm trying to become the best in my field. I'm trying to become the best ever coach there ever was. But I'm also trying to inspire so many people. I'm trying to develop my YouTube channel, as you can see by the first video. So I cannot afford to take a quote-unquote lazy day. I just can't. I have to show up for myself. I have to be in elite level shape. I have to be an elite level coach. And I'm not going to get those things if I decide to have a lazy day. So I'm always up early, getting clients done, getting boxes ticked, but I'm also human. Whenever I'm lacking sleep, I will get the extra 2-3 hours sleep. I'm not this machine that wakes up 5 a.m. every single day, but as of recently, it's been quite busy since I finished up my leaving cert there. Favorite thing about your career so far? Just being able to help people, to be honest. Not hearing, seeing their text being like, hey Mark, listen, I was able to fit into this piece of clothing that I was never able to fit into for about a year now, makes my whole day. Hearing that is just absolutely inspirational. It gives me that like hit of dopamine that I know that I'm changing people's lives. And obviously the long-term testimonials, I'll pop a few up here. You can pause and read. Those really keep me going. And that's the main thing in my career that I absolutely love. And meeting my beautiful girlfriend Tori as well through my career. She's helped me so much. We met in the gym industry through the gym. She did her course after my course. So I did the course first, got qualified, and she was in the course after me. And we kind of met up through the fitness industry, and now we work in the same gym together, and we're absolutely thriving, which is cool. I broke this down into a section about training and fitness now. What's your current gym split looking like? So I currently do a push-pull legs, rest, push and arms, and then posterior, and then it's rest again. So it's a 5-day split. It's cool that I have a posterior day because I'm training hamstrings in particular twice weekly. It's obviously, I have a coach, Ben Bray, New Gen. He's been nothing short of amazing. It's been absolutely incredible. Elite level standards, because I'm trying to become an elite level coach myself, but also hold those standards for my own coaching community, hold those standards for my own clients. So it's really been a game changer. So he is in charge of my split and everything like that. But I would have always done push-pull legs, hybrid Arnold, which is kind of like this, interlinked almost. So Arnold split is chest and back, shoulders and arms, except I don't do chest and back. I do a posterior and a push. So do you track progressive overload on every exercise or just the big lifts? I track my workouts daily. Anything that I make my clients do, I also do. So tracking nutrition, tracking workouts, just getting boxes ticked. I feel like a fraud if I don't. And recently there's been a huge period where I didn't track my calories and stuff, but now I'm on a photo shoot prep, so I have a photo shoot in 4 weeks. I'm going to do a weekly video, so you'll have 4 videos on the channel before the actual photo shoot, and I'll bring you through the whole photo shoot process too. So that'll be interesting. Good question here. Do you ever get bored of lifting? People think that lifting weights is boring, but I think it can never get boring. I think there's always progression. There's always something new that you can try as well. Lifting weights isn't just like lifting big heavy weights. There's so many different techniques that you can use. There's so many different styles of training. Low rep training, there's low volume, there's high volume, there's different workout splits. Being hybrid, being able to lift weights while also enjoying running. There's CrossFit, there's high rocks. There's so many different training techniques that incorporate lifting weights. So I don't think I could ever get bored of it, to be quite honest. Go-to pre-workout meal. It used to be a square bar and a banana. And of course, pre-workout. Like most of you guys know, I absolutely love my pre-workout. But as of recently, because I'm on a coaching program, it is 4 rice cakes, 20 grams peanut butter, 5 grams honey, and that's it, and a banana. And that is just a recipe for the best pump, the best energy levels, the best fuel for the session. So that's my go-to right now. Favorite cheat meal? Very good question. Oh, immediately what comes into my mind is a Chinese. So salt and chili chicken and noodles and rice. Oh, so good, genuinely. I love pizza as well. I love steak and chips. I like most food, to be quite honest. I do like a lot of food, and I'm just always reflecting back on the 10,000 calorie challenge. I need to do another one once my photo shoot's done. I'll be doing loads of high calorie challenges on this YouTube channel essentially, and hopefully I'll have someone in the seat with me next time. I'm going to do a few collabs, a few podcast style episodes, maybe taking a few of my clients in and going through their journey and stuff like that, so that'll be a lot of fun. Let's see, what else have we got here? How do you focus on so many things at once between business, content, and training? Very good question. It's incredibly tough. It's incredibly tough to manage all of these things. I'm going to show you guys a photo shoot I just did here. Oh my God. Wow. I'm going to pop these on the screen. Wow. Holy shit, you know. She's in there. I must thank her. That was unreal. Wow. Incredible. We'll get back to this. So, back to the question, how do I balance so many different things at once? It's incredibly challenging, and something's always going to suffer. You're going to have to sacrifice something. So, a value that I like to have is prioritizing family time, prioritizing my relationship, but also working incredibly hard to become the best version of me. I'm trying to do everything at once. It's incredibly tough, but you have to understand that, like, it's not just going to knock on my doorstep and be like, hey, Mark, I'm success, I'm here, I'm gonna just here take it all. It just doesn't work like that, unfortunately. You have to work extremely hard to essentially become your vision. Oh, back to the question though, how do I actually focus on so many things at once? I have a really good app, what's it called? I think it's called Timetable. Yeah, I have a really good app called Timetable, which I can schedule in my clients weekly. So once they're scheduling, I don't need to worry about that. I get a notification, but I'm usually pretty good with my work routine. Anything then I have to do extra, I create a to-do list either the night before or the morning of. So particularly when it comes to coaching work, I have coaching to-do lists for the day, and throughout the day I try and get it done. So every spare minute that I get, I'm not one of these people that's going to be like, oh, I'm going to relax. I have to get the work done. So that does entail a lot of early mornings, a lot of late nights, but delayed gratification is huge for me, because I know that while it may be a struggle in the moment, while I may feel overworked, burnt out, stressed, lack of sleep right now, I know that I'm incredibly young. I can handle it so well, and now is the time to work. Like, I don't understand why I wouldn't be trying to become the best version of myself now, so that in 3, 4, 5 years, I can be in a position to be miles ahead of the normality, but be miles ahead in my own career, in my own space, because of the work that I've put in at 17, 18, 19. Do you kind of get what I mean there? So that's really helped me. Do you think the fitness industry takes advantage of young people? Oh, with supplements and 6% body fat promises. I think, maybe not take advantage is the word, but I think that there's a lot of misinformation out there. I think that you can't interpret, like, I think that one coach could say one thing, another coach could say the other thing. Everyone has their own coaching style, coaching technique. The truth is, no coach knows more than the other coach. People who have done advanced courses, okay, that's an exception, but basic entry-level requirements to become a personal trainer. If you have experience, skin in the game, knowledge, proof of results, testimonials, and your own self being the image, or not just the image, setting the standards, leading the way, walking the walk, whatever. That in itself can be really good when you're giving information out, because people will know you, they'll like you, and they'll trust you. But even then, there's people who are in amazing shape, like, what's it called, Athlete X or something, that just give out pure shit, pure rubbish, because they're trying to get you, they basically create a problem that they can sell you something to fix, but it was never a problem in the first place, such as, like high cortisol leads to weight gain, all this bullshit. And they make you feel like you have a problem with you just so they can sell you their course that promises a fix. Load of bullshit. Supplements as well, like these fat burners and all these things. And when we're on the topic, I may as well talk about weight loss drugs, weight loss injections, weight loss things like that. Me personally as a coach, I'm extremely against them. I obviously have the approach of doing everything natural, doing everything to your absolute best ability, changing your overall health, not taking something that's going to negatively affect you in ways you can't even imagine in a few years' time, because there's not enough research done. People just want the quick fixes, the easy option. The people who aren't willing to invest into themselves oftentimes want quick fixes and take the easy option out of things, which I don't agree with at all. Yeah, sorry, I just don't. Let's see, what else is here? Do you think you'll always stay in Ireland? I don't think so, to be quite honest. While Ireland is great, there is certain times where I'm just looking at the scenery and I'm like, you know what, I'm very blessed to be able to live in such a beautiful place. I think long term, there may be a possibility of me coming back here to raise a family, because I think it's an amazing place to raise a family. But I think for me and my goals, one of them is going to be traveling the world. I think it's obviously, without a doubt, going to be traveling, moving away from Ireland, experiencing different cultures, experiencing different places, and being able to work abroad, being able to work mobile while also changing lives. Motivational speeches worldwide. I have a full roadmap, a full plan of what I actually aim to do. And then I'm just going to let life do its thing, really. Just see kind of where I end up. I'm still obviously very young, so I'm not going to put a destination in mind. But do I always think I will stay in Ireland? Definitely not. I will be traveling loads. I'm still very early days, but I plan on traveling next year, maybe to Bali for the summer, something along those lines, but undisclosed at the minute. What is your favourite way to spend a Sunday? Well, Sunday, to be quite honest, is my check-in day. So it's where I check in on all my clients. There's usually a 4 or 5 hour work block included. Now, sometimes I've been doing a check-in block 1 and check-in block 2. So I'll split up half my clients, check-in block 1, and then maybe Monday do a check-in block 2 when I have a break from work. But Monday is a very busy day in one of the gyms that I work at with clients on the gym floor. So fitting in check-ins in between, I'm just burnt out for the day, and the training sessions are often lower quality. I'm not as focused. My mind is just going mental. But yeah, I will go into then the Instagram ones that aren't anonymous, just to see how we're getting on. Would you ever consider doing deals/plans for students that are away at college that would not be able to go to the gym in Letterkenny, which is one of the gyms that I work out of, but could perhaps continue their plan in their place of study? 100%, yeah, I'd be up for that. I do gear my coaching towards people who are between the ages of 20 to 40, because usually that's kind of the niche client that I want to work with, who is fully invested within themselves to make the change, who lacks purpose, who has a full-time job, who can obviously afford the coaching. I would definitely do one-time plans, but I probably wouldn't take them on a full coaching journey, as I find that people who are in college tend to have other priorities. They also tend to focus on socializing. That often includes alcohol. So I personally believe that they don't have the same drive, effort, commitment as my clients who, let's say, are maybe pushing more 30 or 40 even. Those are the clients that I think maybe take it a bit more serious, who have like social events coming up like weddings, public gatherings. Maybe they're starting a family. just these things where they actually start to take life a bit more serious and their party days are over. I'm not saying that you can't party, of course. You can get amazing results and you can still party. But the people that I want to help the most are people who are willing to essentially become their vision, who will do absolutely anything, who follow the roadmap to an absolute T, who are just lacking a bit of purpose. I think people who maybe just like wake up, go to work, don't have purpose, I want to be able to change their life. In college, you have a lot going on, you have a lot of assignments, you have a lot of work. Now I do have a lot of student clients, so shout out to all of you guys that are watching it, who are currently in college. You guys have been absolutely amazing to work with. I think I'm quite strict on my coaching standards in terms of who I actually accept into the program. I always have a call. I always make sure within the first week that they are putting in the work and good to go. But for one-time plans, 100%. If any guys need a one-time meal plan, one-time training plan, reach out. But I'm not a fan of doing packages because I feel like I might sell a package for, let's say, a coaching program, but it's not one-to-one coaching. It's not a high-ticket offer. I find that you mightn't stick to that long-term. You might go for a few weeks, but then drop off because motivation dips, social events crop up, going out partying, drinking crops up, and then it kind of affects the progress. Does lifting weights make you very muscular for a female? Absolutely not. Okay, so this is a question I get all the time, and it's a question that is thrown around a lot by some of my clients who would have came to me at the start, who would have said, Mark, I want to lose weight, I want to get in the gym, I want to feel stronger, but I don't want to get bulky. I've been trying to get bulky for 5.5 years, and I'm still not there. I'm not bulky. Men have testosterone, number one, so they're way more likely to build muscle at a faster rate. That's the first disadvantage if you're female. Obviously, you can gain muscle, yes, but you'd have to have a really high protein diet. You'd have to train 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week to see huge muscular differences, and you'd have to do that consistently long term. So if your goal is to get into the gym, and if you even trained 3 times a week, you had a decent enough protein goal, you worked out hard, you would build muscle, but you'd never look bulky or you wouldn't gain a lot of muscle, okay? When you first start your fitness journey, there's a thing called newbie gains. So it's basically when you're new to something, you're like a newbie. And especially when it comes to the gym, you often see progress at a faster rate when you first start your muscle building journey. You're gonna build muscle a little bit faster, but that oftentimes just gets maintained then throughout your journey. But to answer your question simply, no, you'll never get overly muscular if you are a female unless you take it extremely serious, train consistently over a long period of time, or maybe dabble with PEDs or other things that are going to enhance your progress. No, lifting weights does not make you very muscular as a female. Lifting weights is going to aid in muscle growth, but if you don't have a high protein intake, then you're not going to build as much muscle. If you aren't in a bulking phase, then you aren't going to appear bulky, or you aren't going to appear anyway muscular, like overly muscular. If you're in a calorie deficit and you're lifting weights, you're going to drop off body fat, build muscle, keep that quote-unquote toned look. Being toned basically means having muscle. So to answer your question simply, based off all the information I gave previous, absolutely not. You're not going to get anyway bulky. Have you ever thought about steroids or getting close to them? Absolutely not. I am 19 years old. I understand longevity. I understand the health risks. I understand that unless I want to be a pro bodybuilder, there is genuinely zero need for me to go anywhere near any sort of PED or any sort of enhancements. I genuinely believe that I have nowhere near reached my natural potential. Like, I'd say even in the next 5 years, I'll nowhere near it. You have to be so on top of your game if you want to reach your natural potential. And I know that I have so much more to give before I would ever even consider taking performance-enhancing drugs. But to say simply, absolutely not. I understand that family for me is way more important. Longevity for me is way more important. Being able to live a life stress-free with no health risks is way more important to me than performance-enhancing drugs ever will be, okay? Hello? Do you want to say hello to the YouTube? You're live.
No way!
Say hello.
I'm live?
No, you're not live, but I'm recording myself right now.
Oh, hi, everyone.
Yeah, you're going to be in the Q&A.
Oh, no way. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going good. What's a question I can ask you that you could answer? Someone asked me, how do I focus on balancing my coaching, my relationships and stuff? What's your answer to that?
Oh, someone asked that, huh?
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued to hear your answer.
All right, well, you're going to hear it on the YouTube video later.
Oh, I'm very excited to see what your answer for that was.
Yeah. Someone asked how we met as well. You can tell them that story.
Well, I was actually talking about this about one of my clients. They asked me today how did we meet. Like, what is your story? So there's technically two.
Just through the ECA, just through the course, like that's when we officially kind of crossed paths, and then that initial doubt, the ECA day.
And did you say like I invited you?
I didn't go through the whole story.
What?
Why now? Yeah, basically, Tori has seen me on social media and was like, maybe gravitated towards the personality or something. I don't know. Is that right?
No, I felt sorry for you, to be honest.
Right, hang it up right now. Right, okay, I've got to go. Okay, guys, so that is my first Q&A uploaded. Obviously, very early days with the YouTube channel. So if you guys want to see more content like this, if you guys want to see a guest on the YouTube channel, or if you want to see challenges, high calorie challenges, fitness challenges, or different ideas that I already have in my mind, but if you have anything further that you want to add, please drop it in the comments below. I'd appreciate if you subscribed, if you liked the video, and if you got some value from this. But listen guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm excited to see where the coaching or where the YouTube journey goes. Thank you.